Welcome to the Electric Current Rundown Podcast, episode number 53. And I'm your host, Phil Defiance, and I'll always say I'm here to encourage the spread of intriguing knowledge that can spark fires in the minds of those seeking inspiration and truly improving the world. And what I'm going to be talking about in this episode includes a list. You know, a lot of people like top 10 lists. Well, I got a list like that of popular and very good music. And then I'm going to be talking about a topic for my girlfriend about antique clocks, time, and related thoughts. So, okay, well, I was looking through a list of things to talk about, and a lot of people like top 10 lists or top 100 lists. And so I was trying to figure out what kind of list of that kind can I provide in this episode. And I thought, well, I'm a big fan of music in general. I've been to big parties and, big nightclubs and all sorts of things throughout my years. And, I used to make music. I used to produce music. Not professionally. It was more of a hobby, but I got pretty decent at it. But I never really pursued it professionally. But I did do some work in that, as a hobby type of thing. And I mentioned that, several episodes ago. So, if you heard that episode, surely you'll remember that. Or you can go ahead and go through my list of episodes and find that. But either way, that's just a quick reference to that. So, of course, music is something that's dear to me. So, either way, that's why that's what came to my mind as what I'll talk about in a top 10 type of thing. Well, not really top 10. I was thinking about last year even, 2024. Okay, so then I went on the internet and I tried to find a list of top 10 or maybe top 100, songs made of last year. From last year really. But, really, the idea dawned on me. I was thinking about it, and I'm generally I don't really like the new music being made these days. But then again, if you look through that list of top 100 songs of last year, I'm sure there's probably at least a few that are decent. And that kind of reminds me about a few episodes back when I brought up a list of, top books that are ready to be sold this year in 2025. I was saying, there's a lot of books written by trannies or that have trannies as main characters, but obviously there's got to be at least a couple or maybe 3 or 4 of those books that are pretty decent. So that's why I provided a link to that. So the way that I see it is, of course, with 100 songs on this list that I found, there's got to be at least a few that are decent enough. So go ahead. I put a link to that in the description of this episode right here, and you can check out the list, and I'm sure you'll find at least a few songs in there that you actually like. If you want to browse through that list. But okay, I'm going to continue on that topic right after this quick break. So on this break, I'm going to say, at planebold.com, we have an expanding catalog of high-quality clothes and consumer goods. If you want really cool-looking clothes or consumer goods at low prices, check us out. Go to planebold.com. That's plain, like airplane, planebold.com. Go to the website and buy some stuff. Whether it's today or sometime in the future, just help out my operation. But either way, okay, so, go ahead and check out that list, though. When it comes to that music on that list of popular songs of last year, I'm sure you'll find some good songs. But I'll have to say, a lot of the music made these days is just, pretty much garbage. And yeah, there's obviously exceptions to every rule, and that's why I said that about you checking out the list. Go ahead and see, maybe there's a few exceptions. But, it's just ridiculous. And I heard, that's a matter of fact, too. A lot of, Billboard charts these days, if you look at them, or recently, actually include a lot of older music, not brand new. Because why? Why is that? People want to hear the old stuff, because they made some pretty damn good music in the past. But, nowadays, a lot of the stuff that the music industry is making is just absolutely just horrible. But yeah, exactly the point, though. I mean, there are exceptions, and yeah, of course, there's still some decent stuff made. But yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, I mean, when I thought about a top list, like top 10, top 100, I also realized that, I mean, I personally have been a fan of music for basically all my life almost. And so, of course, I mean, why not give you a top list of like music I like? I mean, I didn't count how many like things I'm going to say, like what I'm gonna mention off right here. So I don't know how many it is. I mean, if I knew if it were like, let's say I knew it was 20, I'd say my top 20. I didn't write it down. I'm just freestyling off the top of my head, so I don't know how many. So I'm not going to call it a top number, but it is a top list of my favorite music in general. I mean, I'll have to say, I mean, when I was younger, I used to just strictly be a fan of hip-hop music. Then I started liking electronic music, and I also started liking rock music. But, like, I mean, today I would have to say my two favorite kinds of music up till now, I mean, especially above all, includes hip-hop and rock music. And when it comes to hip-hop, that's everything from, like, the late 80s all the way till today, mainly the 90s all the way till today. I mean, well, you'll see. But, and then when it comes to rock music, yeah, a lot of the rock music that I like is like from the 70s, somewhat a little bit the 60s, and the 80s, and that's it mainly. And then there's a little bit in the 90s even, but mainly the 70s and the 80s with some 60s and some 90s stuff. And okay, so I mean, when it comes to hip hop, I'll have to give you a list like I was alluding to. So hip hop. I mean, when it comes to 80s, I liked EPMD, NWA, and then, okay, well, that's about it. I mean, other than LL Cool J. Then when it comes to the 90s, I liked Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Cameron, yeah, even though he wasn't really too big in the 90s yet, but he was already starting out. And then there's Biggie Smalls, there's Tupac. Those were my main guys from the 90s. Of course, I liked a few others, but those were the main ones for me. And then when it comes to the 2000s, well, okay, I'll continue on that topic in a moment after this quick break. And why not? Since I sell music shirts, and in the future I'll expand from shirts to other things, but since I sell music clothing, why not just throw in an ad about my music clothing? And here it is. Music is profound. Whether it's your favorite artist, a one-hit wonder, or a timeless classic, you love it. Appreciate that love even more wearing a quality music shirt from planebold.com. That's plain, like airplane, planebold.com. But, yeah, so, I mean, then the 2000s, I mean, okay, I'll have to also add to the 90s list, which also went into the 2000s. There was Jay-Z and Nas. Of course, I have to mention them too. But then, okay, in the 2000s, obviously a lot of people that like hip-hop definitely can agree with me in many ways when it comes to what I'll say about Dipset or the Diplomats. I mean, after 9/11 happened, the Diplomats just came out of nowhere and boom. I mean, they were from Harlem, New York City. Of course, it makes sense that they'd get big. Plus, they had an amazing style, and their like beats sounded really good. And so, I mean, they were huge in the 2000s, and I loved a lot of the stuff they made. They were like the kings of hip hop of the 2000s. And I mean, then after that, there's Gucci Mane. I mean, he's been huge. He started off like in 2008, and then he went to jail for killing a couple people in self-defense. And yeah, I mean, he was already big before he went to jail. He got out of jail and he's bigger than ever, and he's basically one of the best rappers of the world these days, and he's one of my favorites today, probably my favorite above all. I also like Young Jeezy from the 2000s, Akon, and there's a few others, but the episode's almost done. Either way, I also have to say when it comes to rock music, I like Guns N' Roses. I like Steppenwolf, like a song like Born to be wild. And I also like Rolling Stones. Well, I like AC/DC. And, I was talking about time. Right? No, actually, no, I'm going to be talking about time. Either way, okay, and I don't have a lot of time. That's funny too. But then there's Cyndi Lauper, like she even sang that song "Time After Time." And then there's Madonna. I don't like her new stuff. She's a bizarre person, but you know what? Back in the day, she was really good. And then there's a few other rock artists, but that's like a good list right there. Either way, I also like songs like Hotel California. I even like the song Country Roads, West Virginia. Take me home, country roads. But, okay, so check out all that stuff. But either way, okay, I also wanted to talk about, and I'm just going to start on the subject, and I'm going to finish off on the next episode anyway. But, okay, so I'm just going to start it off right here on this subject from my girlfriend about antique clocks, time, and related thoughts. And so, I did a checkup of, like, history. Like, actually, it's funny because time, you can look at the idea of clocks, but you can go way back to the beginning of time or early human history. Like, where did clocks really date back to? Well, of course, people know about things like sundials and things like that, but even before that, there was sundials. And that was like really the beginning of what we know of when it comes to human history. With humans like reading time, and that dates back to the Babylonians and the Egyptians. But either way, okay, that's just to start off on that topic, and I'm going to finish off on that topic in the next episode, and that's the end of this episode number 53, with me, your host, Phil Defiance, and I'll always say I'm here to encourage the spread of intriguing knowledge that can spark fires in the minds of those seeking inspiration and truly improving the world. And till next time, have a good one.